Hello everyone, this is Anik and I am going to introduce you the Suitcaselab here. So you can see that this whole Suitcaselab integrates several small equipments as well as the utensils that is needed to perform an experiment on site. Here the small equipments are a small centrifuge machine, the vortex, as well as the detection machine where you can detect DNAs or RNAs by detecting the fluorescence molecules. And here you can perform the master mix preparation here, where you can see that there are several sizes of for tubes, and also there is a discarder here where you can dispose of the wastes, and the pipette tip racks are fixed here as well as the pipette racks. And this is all these materials and equipments can be cleaned with wipes, and there is also space for glove box for gloves here. Overall, this is an one unit equipment where the isothermal amplification can be performed on site and in a very few minutes.
The first thing you do is that you need to be sure that choose the right program. Here, for example, we'll do an RPA for the engine. You press into it. You be sure that you give the run ID. Usually the run ID, we bought the institute abbreviation, and then we bought a number of the run. The date will be automatically saved, but it's better to have a run ID what you are really running here on this T8. Then you give each sample a number. We have only two samples, one positive and one negative, and this is what our colleague here are putting the numbers or the IDs. Of course, if you have a specific ID for sample, you can still include it. Then you make this the machine heat up, and then while the machine is heating up or preparing the heat, you need to prepare now your mix. And as you see here, the RPE mix is lyophilized, contain all enzyme and protein you need to start the reaction. And after that, you have also prepared the master mix in another room, and then you come up with this master mix which contain magnesium, rehydration buffer, RT enzyme, and the oligo mix. First, you will mix your master mix. Be sure that it's properly mixed. It's very important to centrifuge to remove any remnant from the lid. Open the tube. Open also the 0.2 ml tubes. Take 45 microliter from the master mix into the lid of the tube. We pipette everything into the lid because the RPA reaction is very fast and it will start immediately. After the fluid touch the pellet. Now you also mix your sample. It's very important to mix it thoroughly, and also it's very important to centrifuge to drop all the fluid from the lid. Now we take 5 microliter from the sample, put it also into the lid. The most important thing here that you pipette the sample into the fluid into the lid, because we need to avoid any aerosols. Now you need to close the tubes. Don't be afraid, the fluid will not be dropped. It will stay in the lid, but you don't need to really shake it or dance while you are doing it. It will not work. Then you need to do SMS. Spin, mix, and spin. Spin in order to bring all the fluid down. Mix to assure that the fluid is thoroughly mixed, and then you spin it again to be sure that there is nothing left into the lid. Now we will put everything inside the T8, close it, it will automatically close, and the reaction will start. As you see, you can, while you are working, you can still press on the screen and you can see the results directly on the screen while working. Now we will see nothing because we're still at the beginning, but after that you can start the reaction in real time. After 3 minutes, around 3 minutes, we will do a mixing step, and in this mixing step we will do mix and spin in order to be sure that the reaction is unified. As you know, these reactions are working in colloids, and you need to break that to make the RNA, DNA get in contact with its own master mix into the fluid. So after around 3 minutes, the machine will open, and then you need to take your stuff outside. You need to mix it very good, and you need to vortex. As you see, while the machine is open, you can see that this machine can read 2 colors. For that, you will see 2 fluorescent colors coming outside the machine. And then it will continue for another 10 minutes. While you are doing this, you can still read the results from the screen. So, as you see here, the reaction can be continued up to 15 minutes, but during this time you can really see the results in real time. You can press the screen on the number of tube, and then you can see the curves. And as you see, it's very clear, positive sample where the exponential curve is happening, and you can see a clear positive signal. If we now see the negative sample, you will see a very flat line which continue like this until the end of the reaction, 15 minutes, and that means this is a very clear negative sample, and the other one it's a very clear positive sample. Again, the positive sample to see the difference, and by this you can declare it one positive and one negative, and the reaction is finished in the T8 Exxon device.